My name is Jordan McGowen.
I'm Sarah McGowen.
We are the lead pastors of Shiloh Church in Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is about 60 miles northwest of Chicago. We stepped into this role a little over a year ago, and we joined the Influence Network within that first year. So we're new in our role and new to the network. We are a small, mid-sized independent church, so we're not part of a formal denomination or kind of a church planting network or anything like that. So being a part of BLN, just even in kind of in a behind the scenes, back of my mind way, just adds strength to me. I feel like there's people that kind of have my back or that I'm linking arms with, and it's wind in my sails. And one of the other things for me that has been important as well has been the language that Bethel has developed over the years really gives me such a head start. So as part of my role being a teacher, communicator, and developing language for the culture we want to build, I am so thankful that I get to stand on the shoulders of the language that's already been cultivated for the house, culture of honor and, multi-generational migration. And, there's so many things we could say that I am parroting in some ways from what I've heard from Bethel. And so that means a lot, and that's really helpful.
Yeah. And I'm also so thankful for people who have been through things that we are just now starting to walk through. They're ahead of us, and it's been a huge blessing to be able to connect with people who have a similar heart for the kind of culture that we want to see grow, and who we can lean into and we can pull on. We can grow in relationship with these people and not feel isolated in whatever we're walking through.
Because we don't know what we're doing. So it's just encouraging to talk to those who have gone before us and learning from them.
Well, it's been really neat to see God bringing people in to BLN in our region. When we started, there were only a couple, and we didn't start that long ago. So in a very short amount of time, God's been bringing people in and providing more people in our region with a like heart and like mind for us to connect with. And so that's been really encouraging to see God gathering people, and now it just feels like as we've been praying for this region, it's an avenue that the Lord is using to begin to answer those prayers for people to be able to link arms to believe for the things in God's heart, who really are carrying the same dream for our region. So that is something that we didn't feel when we moved into the area. We didn't feel like there was unity and connection between the different people doing ministry, and we believed there must be people who cared about the things in God's heart, but it seemed like it was hard to find. So to watch God starting to bring them together and to use BLN, to see him use BLN as an avenue for that has been really encouraging and exciting.
Yeah, it's so easy to feel isolated, and you're so busy, it's hard to get outside your own bubble. So that's been a big part. I would say the revival groups have also been just a regular encouragement twice a month to have the opportunity to jump on a Zoom call. And, I'll be honest, and I'm sure other people feel this way, especially a Zoom call has become something of a byword in our culture post-COVID, especially. So sometimes I don't feel like jumping on another Zoom call. But I do it, and I'm strengthened by just the attitude of faith and the testimony culture. And our revival group leader, Paul Coomer, is awesome and so shepherding and pastoral, but also prophetic, and just walks with such a faith. And I come away from those hour-and-a-half calls edified. I feel encouraged. I feel better. I feel like I'm stirred to not only remember that I have testimonies. Sometimes I go, what are your testimonies? I'll think and I'll go, oh, I do have a testimony. But you just kind of, day at a time, so much happens, church life, family life, you kind of forget. And then hearing other people's testimonies and realizing, we're not the only ones, again, digging these wells. And that probably, the resources are nice, the Sozos and the Bethel TV subscription and the coaching calls, those are really great. But I would probably say the regional Zoom calls, the revival groups is probably the X factor for the network, because you can get resources a lot of ways, certainly in our information age. But real relationships with people that are geographically nearby, that's a big deal.